So we're very close to the end of the season now, and it's the time of season where you just want to focus on everything going on the pitch. Off-field issues, need to throw them out the window for now, worry about them another time, and just forget about it. But that's becoming difficult at York City. And there's a few different issues going on at York City relating to their ownership. Jason McGill, he's currently their owner. He's been there since 2003, where he took over and helped bring the club out of administration alongside the Supporters Trust. He owned 25% of the company back then, and in 2006 he gained a bigger shareholding, owning 75%, and the Supporters Trust retained 25%, and that's how it's been ever since. But he's now decided to sell his share in the club, and it's going to have some big effects on the club overall, and we're going to explore this in this video. So if you're new around here, remember to click that subscribe button to learn more about different situations going on currently in non-league. So Bootham Crescent is the home of York City. It's been their home for a very, very long time. There's a lot of things that need upgrading, so they're going to naturally build a new ground. This has been the plan for around 10 years now, and there's been plans put in place, and it's taken a long time to actually get it to actually happen, essentially. And finally, there's been a new ground being started to being built back in December 2017. So finally some progress, and it's due to be finished in 2019. So this is going to be a ground share agreement with York Knights Rugby Club, and also there's going to be different community facilities like badminton, basketball, be a swimming pool, a gym, there'll be a library, different community facilities as well. So it's going to be a really good facility. It's got an 8,000 capacity all-seater stadium as well, so it's going to help the rugby club and the football club, you know, develop. Now, when they move to the new ground, Bootham Crescent is going to be sold off, and the money is going to be repaid to Jason McGill, the owner and chairman of York City. And this is basically to repay the loans that he's put into the club over the years, and it's going to sum to around about £4.5 million. So this is all sounding fairly good, all going to plan, but in March 2018, so just a couple of weeks ago, Jason McGill proposed something called a golden share proposal to the Supporters Trust. And what this basically meant was for the Supporters Trust to gift their 25% shares to Jason McGill, so he had 100% of the shares in the club in exchange for him to carry on funding the club ahead of their move to their new ground in 2019. Now, he thought that this is going to be something that they'd vote in favour of, and it would benefit him because he obviously had 100% shareholding in the club. He said that he was going to sell the club, put the club up for sale, if they voted against it, because all the Supporters Trust members got a vote. But in total, 263 people voted against it, and only 123 voted for it. So quite a unanimous, really, no, not going to happen. So Jason McGill has decided, yes, I am going to put the club up for sale. He's resigned as chairman. Jackie McNamara, who was the chief executive, he's gone as well. He was brought in December 2015 as the manager of the club, and he played a big part in their relegation from the Football League, and then he was in charge for about 6 months of the 16-17 season, and he left his managerial role when they were bottom of the league. Also, the York City club secretary, Lisa Charlton, has also left. She's been there for about 8 years, but she cited her reasons to leave as she was there to work for Jason McGill, and now that he's gone, it's her time to leave. Also, the support liaison officer has left. He's a man that was quite popular among the supporters. He had a lot of different varied roles throughout the club, and that tied in with their youth team manager who's been there for 10 years. He's left to take up a role at the PFA. This has all happened within the space of about 2 or 3 weeks. There's a lot of key people leaving the club in a short space of time. So Jason McGill has set a deadline for his shares to be sold, his 75% stakeholding in the club, of the 30th of April. So it's a very, very short-term thing. He's not giving people very long to buy his shares. And if the shares are not bought by the 30th of April, then the club will be operating on a break-even budget for next season, which, combined with their recent financial accounts being released from the 16-17 season, which showed they lost £500,000 despite them winning the FA Trophy. They got relegated from the National League, but they got some parachute payments from the Football League. They won the FA Trophy with that Wembley trip, great run for them. And now they're in the National League North, their parachute payments are going to stop next year. And on a break-even budget, Martin Gray has already warned of the perils of part-time football, and that was before the golden share proposal vote was taking place. That if the supporters said no, then they could end up going part-time. That's a real possibility. Also, with the new stadium happening, is that still going to be able to be financed? Is that still going to happen? It's going to cost £44.2 million to fund that stadium. So probably the finances are going to come from elsewhere. So that should be okay, but could it just make things a little bit awkward? And heading into the end of this season, all these things going on off the pitch, is it going to impact what's going on the pitch? The club, they're starting to slip down the table a little bit. They're starting to drop out of the playoffs. They've been a pretty much certain team in the playoffs for quite a few months now, and they're starting to drop out of that. And yeah, it's just all going a bit pear-shaped heading into the end of the season. So can a new buyer be found? Will everything be okay? Will York get the playoffs still? And will everything be fine with a new stadium? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you're a York fan, give me your thoughts on the whole situation from your perspective as well in the comment section down below. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button and click subscribe. We're trying to get to 5,000 by the end of the season. It's going to be hard to get there, but can we get there? It would be insane if we could. Support in the last few months has been insane, so yeah, really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me and really helps the channel out. So yeah, hope to see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.